Breaking news. You are listening to Independent TV 7. Why Buhari retains Buratai as army chief despite wide criticism. Buratai should be sacked. If there is anything to an open secret, it is the reason for the dilemma between President Muhammadu Buhari and the army chief, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai. This has been the object of near national consternation. Yes, it's a worrisome issue for the north because the insecurity in the north is going haywire. It is said, and I will use this word dalliance exactly as it was defined in Webster dictionary, that it can stand for relationship. For example, the relationship between Buratai and Buhari is very, very cordial, and I believe Buratai is the one ruling the nation. Why is it that? An outcry has engulfed the nation, and it's having so many surge up still that Buratai should fire, or Buratai should be fired, or Buhari should fire Buratai, the army chief, to make way for another and a fresh person with fresh ideas to step in and teach Boko Haram some lessons. Yet, what has Mr. President done? He has not done anything in the issue of Buratai. Killings here and there. He has actually done nothing about the Buratai matter. But where the president has kept intact the respect of his office by not replying to every such criticism over Buratai, the person concerned most has refused to borrow that decency from his commander-in-chief. Instead, he has been talking as the river Congo flows, the Congo River, the second longest river in Africa. Yes, what has the article on Buratai got to do with the river Congo? Let us see the answer, please. That muddy river, yes, I have stood by its banks so many times, flows in a double quick march. Just as Buratai talks, he has even told us that no nation has been able to win a war against terrorists. Hey, dear General, when last did you hear of activities of the Red Army faction, a terrorist group which engaged in a serious bombing, assassination, kidnapping, bank robberies and shooting out with police over the course of 3 decades in West Germany? Their activities actually peaked in late 1977, which led to a national crisis that became known as the German Autumn, but it lasted from 1970 to 1998. And in that long interim, how many people did it kill? Just 33 people were killed and more than 200 were injured, compared to what is happening in Nigeria. For over 13 years, Buratai has not been able to conquer Boko Haram, and Buhari came on board and said in 2015 that he will eradicate Boko Haram in less than 100 days. How did he fail? We now want to know why Buhari is still adamant keeping all the old chiefs of staff on board without doing nothing to the security matter in Nigeria. In that same old newspaper was the gem from a letter to Tafa Balogun, who had just been appointed Police Inspector General to replace Mr. Musiliu Smith in 2002. In it, Greg Obong wrote, "If things go well and we begin to breathe the fresh air of confidence in the security of our lives and property, then it shall be said that the era of Tafa Balogun, and for today's purpose the era of Buratai, mark the beginning of the restoration of decency to human life in post-military Nigeria. If things go ill, it shall be said that you failed," which is Buhari. And would such success or failure depend on you, the choice you make, and the effort and determination or lack of this which you put in? It's just a waste. Now the nation is clamoring for, and that the service chiefs, including Buratai, yes, should be eradicated and be sacked. Yes, he is, especially maybe he will be changed or use another person. That call does not sound like an approval rating. So why has Buratai refused to fire them, or Buhari refused to fire him? Recently, Buratai himself gave us an inkling into the answer. He warned that soldiers should not bomb or snub politicians. Gosh, could Buhari be of the mind that the president's service chiefs are keeping misguided culprits and the soldier at bay? No, the mood of the nation is totally against any coup. The Nigerian army has not even recovered from the disarray and shame it fell into during General Sani Abacha's regime. Since then, trust me, the key thing you need to plot a coup has been destroyed among soldiers. And if Buhari has been keeping Buratai for such reasons, then he has been deceived. Take it from me, Mr. President. there will be no coup in Nigeria. Abacha took care of that. He destroyed the trust among soldiers of fortune. Here is why Buhari should let them go. Their failures have since begun to impact on Mr. President. Nigeria is now a deadly place, and the respect we have for our gallant men and women under arms is fast being eroded. Why? Simply because a man who is paid to lead the fight against terrorism and general insurgency and random insecurity or insurrection has failed. Buratai has failed woefully, and inclusively, Buhari also has failed. Still in that old copy of Daily Independent, a story has been wrote and titled Exit of Smith, the Master Coup. How former President Olusegun Obasanjo also believed in the former Inspector General of Police, Mr. Musiliu Adeola Kumbi Smith, that he almost refused to fire him despite a nationwide outcry. Obasanjo even dropped General David Madese, retired as Police Affairs Minister, because he pushed strongly for a police force that would be recognized or reorganized and modernized, computerized, with heavy reliance on gadgets and powerful weapons. That he also wanted a less centralized police where the zonal headquarters would assume more powers for quick responsive action. Set him at odds with Smith, who wanted him or even more personal control. He moved that Smith be sacked, and Smith was sacked, but Obasanjo sacked him instead. Yet, despite the stonewalling, Obasanjo sacked Smith. Now, Buhari should also do the same as Obasanjo sacked Smith. Buhari should sack Buratai, because it's a shame to our nation. A great empire and little mind go ill together. The test comes in recognizing when persistence in error has become self-damaging. We need to learn from experience. It's a faculty almost never practiced. Persistence in error is the problem.